they threw me anyway. Why, Lord? Why? I brought the dream in trembling hands, but they tore the colors from my back. I wasn't perfect, just believing. Still they threw me in the black. Their voices filled the sky with stones. Their silence echoed in the pit. I heard them laughing as I sank, and you were quiet, but you didn't quit. I thought love would shield me, I thought blood would stay, but I learned that even chosen ones get stripped along the way. Thrown in by my brothers, buried by the ones I died for, sold by the ones I trusted most. You let me fall, but not alone. You were down here too. You were down here too. They broke the cloak, but not the call. They thought the pit would end it all, but you preserve the seed in dark and turn the lowest to the high. I thought dreams were clean things, but they cost and bleed. Still you sat beside me in the dust and taught me how to lead. Thrown in by my brothers, abandoned by my name, still I rise with vision, still I bear no shame. You let me fall, but not alone. You were down here too. You were down here too. Every stone became a stair, every silent sacred prayer, every tear a throne prepared for a servant king, for a healing heir. Thrown in by my brothers, but not out of your plan. You are the lifter, the God who understands. You let me fall, but not alone. You were down here too, and now I know. So was the throne. So was the throne. So was the throne. You showed me, and I believed. I saw stars bow low, I saw sheaves arise. You gave a glimpse of glory before I knew the price. The colors on my coat were more than just a sign. They held a dream from heaven that never left my mind. I didn't ask to dream it, I only said yes. Now I carry pictures of a promise not yet blessed. The dream was real, though I don't see the throne. The dream was real, even now alone. Though I've been stripped, though I've been sold, what you gave me still burns, and it will unfold. They laughed at the vision, they called it pride, but you were the author walls weight of fire and gold, but I still believe it, though the palace feels so cold. The dream was real, though I'm far from home. The dream was real, even in the stone. Though I've been crushed, though I've been sold, what you gave me still burns, and it will unfold. You wrote it in fire, no hand can erase. You planted it deep, and I carry the flame. You are the finisher, the author of my days. Your voice is my compass, your dream still remains. The dream was real, though I'm still down low. The dream was real, you never let go. Though I've been mocked, though I've been told, what you gave me still burns, and it will unfold. I still believe the dream was real. Even here, you're still with me. I woke up in a place I never prayed for, serving in a house I didn't build. But peace has found my footsteps, and grace has found my hands. I bloom in soil that others left untilled. They see a servant, you see a son. They call me prisoner, you call me one. And even here you favor me, even now your eye still sees. In the silence, in the shift, you're the God who lives. Even here I'm not unseen, even here you're choosing me. Even when it's not the throne, your presence makes it home. I don't wear a robe, but I wear your grace. They gave me chains, but you gave me space to grow in dark, to lead unknown, to hear your voice before I'm shown. They see a worker, you see a king. They count the tasks, but you count the things that no one sings, but heaven sings. Even here you favor me, even now your eye still sees. In the silence, in the shift, you're the God who lives. Even here I'm not unseen, even here you're choosing me. Even when it's not the throne, your presence makes it home. Every field I serve, every floor I sweep, you anointed, you keep. Every room that hides me, you fill with glory. Even here, this is still your story. I said no, but she rewrote the truth. I fled the sin, still wore its proof. Her hands held lies, my robe, my name, and I was thrown into the blame. No trial, no chance, just chains and shame for something I refused. Still bore the flame, but even as they slammed the cell, you whispered in the dark, this isn't prison, it's your part. You were there before the bars, you numbered days before the scars, and what the world called punishment, you called process. Light on, locked in, but still held by your hand. You let me fall, but you had the plan. I lost my rope, but not my call. I'm hidden now, but not small. Light on, locked in, but not alone. My name was dirt, my record stained, but you look deeper, past the blame. They thought my silence meant defeat, but you were teaching me to lead. You were there when hope grew thin, you anointed me in discipline, and what they meant to kill the flame just made it burn again. But your presence never left. I'm still chosen, I'm still blessed. Though I fell, I didn't fail. My story rides your holy rails. Light on, locked in, but still in your will. Still in your will. Still in your Time has passed, tears have dried, but one thing still burns inside. I've learned the taste of silence, I've walked with chained hands, I've served in quiet places that no one understands. But deep inside the waiting, a flame refused to die. You showed me heaven's promise, and I still see it in my mind. It was more than a feeling, more than a thought. It was the voice of the shepherd I never forgot. I still remember the dream, though it's been a long, long road. Through the silence and the shadows, you kept what you showed. Every pit, every turn became fire where I burned. But I still remember the dream, and I know you do too. I've changed since the beginning. My pride has learned to kneel, My songs are filled with trembling, my prayers are more real, but that picture still remains, like oil that marks my name. You gave it in the secret, and you'll finish it the same. You didn't lie, you didn't tease, you gave me the seed and watered it with peace. I still remember the dream, though it's buried in the dust. You are faithful in delay, you are holy in the hush. Every test, every flame was part of the frame. I still remember the dream, and I know you do too. You are not a man who lies. You don't forget what you designed. If you said it, it will rise. Your voice is still the sign. The throne still waits, the robe still fits, the scars just prove you're not done yet. Oh, I still remember the dream, and I still believe it's true. Every night, every fall was preparing something new. Even when my hands were tied, your purpose was alive. I still remember the dream, because it started with you. Because it started with you, it will end with you too.
From the pit to the palace, when the silence breaks, he calls.
Years have passed in shadow, dust has dressed my frame. I've wept with no witness, I've prayed without a claim. But when the clock of heaven turns and favor finds its flame, all of history shifts when the King calls your name.
They rushed to change my garments, to cleanse what time had worn. But my spirit held its royalty long before the robe was torn. What man delayed, God designed. There's no false start in his time.
Suddenly I stood again, but I didn't rise alone. The same hand that formed my chains lifted me to the throne.
When the King calls your name, chains break and seasons change. You're not who you were before. He opens the ancient door. When the King calls your name, years of silence start to sing. Everything begins to move when the King steps in as King. They saw a servant, but heaven saw a seed. And when it bloomed, it broke the ground with power that has bleed. For every no, for every fall, he built a stage to crown them all. It wasn't sudden, it was sure, though it felt like delay. Now I rise to lift the world from the same knees they used to pray. When the King calls your name, chains break and seasons change. You're not who you were before. He opens the ancient door. When the King calls your name, years of silence start to sing. Everything begins to move when the King You don't chase it, it chases you. You don't beg it, it breaks through. You just stay low, stay true, and let the king call you. When the king calls your name, every scar becomes a flame. Every dungeon turns to light, every wrong becomes made right. When the king calls your name, nations shift and justice waits. Healed and whole you rise again. When the king calls your name. When the king calls your name.
They didn't know, but you always knew what they meant for evil. You were shaping for good.
They wrote me off in silence, they buried me in blame. They tried to end the promise, but heaven's fire won't be tamed. The pit became a furnace, the chains became a tool. The pain they used to break me, you used to build your rule. Every no was not the end, each fall prepared the rise. You wrote a story deeper than what they prophesied. You turned the famine into grace, and mercy took the throne. You crowned the once forgotten with purpose not their own. You saw the end from the pit, you held the throne in the twist, and what they meant to bury, you raised and blessed. What was meant for evil, you turned for good. What they meant for silence, you used as wood to build a witness from my shame, to preach your power, not my name. What was meant for evil became the fire that forged me whole. I forgave the ones who failed me, because you healed what they stole. I fed the ones who sold me, because you were in control. The robe they stripped, you gave again. The name they crushed, you called redeemed. And now I rise, not in revenge, but in your blood. What was meant for evil, you turned for grace. You wrote redemption in every place. Where wounds ran deep, you built a wall. Where lies once stood, your mercy dwelled. What was meant for evil became the altar where I kneel. You wrote your name over my scars. What they